Nebraska has gotten a record amount of snow this winter season, and coming up, we will take a ride on the snowplow to see how the snow has affected plow crews. Good afternoon, I'm Justin Keys.
And I'm Megan Alexander. Up next, we take a look at how meteorologists are dealing with Nebraska's favorite friend.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
You've probably seen the memes on social media of weathermen predicting 1 inch to 4 feet of snow. While the record-setting weather is making some Nebraskans laugh, I got to take a behind-the-scenes look at the cause of major headaches for others.
The Nebraska State Patrol shut down Interstate 80 after a pileup stranded at least 15 vehicles. Another crash stalled another 50 cars closer to Omaha. The 50 miles an hour wind gusts proved no match for even semis, which made their way across the 100% ice-covered roads. The highest snowfall on record was back in the 1911 through 1912 season with a total accumulation of 67.5 inches.
Annually, the U.S. gets 26 inches of snow. Omaha passes that by getting 30 inches of snow per year. This winter alone, Omaha has surpassed that amount by getting 40 inches of snow so far, and it's not done yet.
As of Sunday, we are the second snowiest February on record here in Omaha, just 0.2 of an inch short of the all-time record for February. Now, there's still a few days left where we could potentially tie or break that, but right now we're in second place. We talk about, and in some of our reports, tell people to stay off the roads and all that. Yes, we're out on those roads, but we're trying to be able to tell the story, to show you how bad those roads, so you don't have to go out if you don't have to.
KTV News producer Tanner Collar tries to keep the snow stories interesting for viewers. Collar says he knew there would be late nights and weekends when he decided to dedicate his career to telling stories.
It's pretty boring if you just say, it's snowing out, here's a live camera, blah, blah, blah. You got to find those people who are the actual characters of a story, those people who would make a really good story, those voices, and those are the ones that really kind of make your newscast stand above the other competitors' newscasts. And kind of make something that people actually want to watch, in addition to giving them the information that they need to know to keep them safe.
The highest snowfall on record was the winter of 1911 through 1912. That season gave Omaha residents an accumulated 67.5 inches. So far this season, residents have seen 41.5 inches blanketing the metro, with another 4 weeks until spring.
There's no word on how much it will cost to repair the UNO Center Dome, which is home to soccer, baseball, and other communities organizations. Surveillance video taken from the adjoining building shows the inflatable dome collapsing over the span of 3 hours on Saturday night. University Communications Executive Director Michaela McMorris says the university is working with facilities to see if the dome can be fixed. She said they've had experience with this happening in the past.
We've had this happen before. In 2012, snow-related issue we had with the dome. So this is not new, but this time we think it might be unrepairable, but we're not for sure.
The dome was constructed in the late 1990s and was acquired by UNO in 2005. Since then, the 43,000 square feet of field turf is used daily by sports team and public organizations. McMorris says because all activities were canceled on Saturday, no one was inside the facility when it collapsed.
It worked out perfectly. No one was injured, so we're very pleased.
Reporter Charlotte Riley is live by the remains of the dome to tell us more.
Thank you, Charlotte. In Omaha, it's essential to have multiple snow removing crews on standby during the winter. Omaha reporter DK Kellum takes a ride with Operations Manager Peter Hanusek to learn more about the ways of snow removal.
In Omaha, it's essential to have multiple snow removing crews on standby during the winter. On the night of February 23rd into the morning of February 24th, Omaha recorded up to 8 inches of snow. I was able to ride along with Operations Manager of Titan Exterior, Peter Hanusek, to get a hands-on experience.
You can't get anywhere. You know, there was doors blocked in, cars completely covered, and then the city plows come through and block driveways, and it takes hours to clear that stuff out. So it's a mess, and it really needs cleaned up before anything can really continue.
Peter and his crew have been at work for many hours, no matter if the sun is up or if it's down, to clear the way for the Omaha community.
It hit at like 9 or 10 p.m., so we started about 11, and we're out till 4 in the morning. And then got a few hours of sleep, came back at 10, and we worked till about 6. And there's a few guys still going out overnight because there's still a lot to do.
With so much to be done, teamwork is important to be effective and efficient.
You could push snow a lot of different ways, and the wind and stuff will change, but you have a plow and a snow blower. So if you don't work together and kind of directionally, make a plan, you'll just be moving the stuff just over and over again, left to right, right to left. The wind will take it, and if you don't do that, your efficiency is just terrible, and you'll never get anything done.
With all the snowfall, it takes multiple crews all across Omaha to get the roads cleaned and as safe as possible. In blizzard-like conditions, these are the times we'd like to thank our men and women who plow our roads and keep our streets as safe as possible. Thank you very much. For Omaha News, I'm DK Kellum.
With more snow expected to come this weekend, snowplow crews will be busy at work to keep streets clear and safe.
And coming up, we visit with a concert choir director who is thankful for a new addition to the music building at UNO.
And next we see how a construction site can help students create things like 3D prosthetics.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Grammar. Spelling. Citations. All important aspects of writing, all having their own challenges. You have great ideas, but sometimes finding the right words is hard. So whether you're working on a journal, your final thesis, your resume, or just trying to get over writer's block, the Writing Center is here for you. There is a spark inside every one of us that seeks to create and express ourselves. A spark that burns with the desire to capture our imagination into reality. And there is a place where that spark can grow. 13th Floor Magazine. We are not just for writers. Join us and share your passion with the world.
I always knew I wanted to go to college.
To be the first person in my family to graduate.
Because I dream of being an elementary teacher, an environmental geologist, a soil scientist, a nurse.
Project Achieve helps me go from dream to degree. If we can do it,
so can you.
Project Achieve. From dream to degree. unomaha.edu/project-achieve.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
This is the Omaha News.
Construction has been in progress on the UNO Biomechanics Research Building since spring 2018. Reporter Brian Famaka got an inside look at what is happening at construction site.
Whether you go to school or work at UNO, or you just happen to be passing by, you have likely seen the construction on the south side of the Dodge campus. Maybe you're wondering what that building is and why it's getting an expansion. As it turns out, UNO has a renowned biomechanics research building on campus.
Biomechanics is the study of forces on the human body and the effects that they produce. So to think of it simply, every time you walk, you put force on the ground, and the ground puts force back on you. It's Newton's third law, equal and opposite reactions.
The UNO Biomechanics building studies the biomechanics of walking in an effort to improve a person's movement. Some of the ways they do this are through exercise intervention, improving prosthetic limbs, and even using virtual reality as a tool to aid movement. The $11.6 million expansion will be completed in September 2019 and will add 30,000 square feet. One of the unique things that the biomechanics team does is 3D printing prosthetic limbs for kids.
You know, we can do custom-made 3D printed hands in which the kids get to pick their colors, they get to pick how they want the hand to look. Every hand is uniquely made for the individuals. Right now, we give them all out for free. If we did charge, it really wouldn't be all that much.
For the people who work at the biomechanics building, using science to improve people's lives is all in the day's work.
One of the most rewarding things is that, our researchers come in and their goal every day is to impact people's lives.
This expansion will more than double the size of the building just 6 years after it opened. Kaipus said many in the community referred to the biomechanics program as Omaha's best-kept secret.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha School of Music is hosting upcoming concerts for the metro area communities.
Colin Gurney joins us at the live table to tell us more.
UNO has a total of 4 choirs, and the concert choir is the largest audition choral ensemble among them. The group is made up of students from all majors, and open auditions are held each fall for openings in the choir. The UNO Concert Choir holds numerous events throughout the year, practicing for several hours a week to sharpen their skills. Dr. Derek Fox, Director of Choral Activities at UNO, says that in addition to teaching students how to read and sing music, he shows the concert choir how to tell significant stories through their music.
I don't expect everybody who's in my ensembles to be a music major, but I want them to find that level of passion and participation that feeds their soul in the way that they need for it to be fed.
Dr. Fox says he teaches a diverse curriculum of multicultural music, both in and out of Western tradition, to shape student experience and give opportunities to less represented voices.
I think one of the misnomers about singing on our campus is that you have to be a music major, and you do not have to be a music major. You 100% do not have to be a music major. We have a place for everybody who wants to sing.
Concert choir member Dawson Langholt says he often leaves Dr. Fox's practices with a smile on his face.
Being with such amazing people and having this really, really cool music to work with, I'm really excited to share it, man.
The UNO Concert Choir has recently held practices in the new recital hall of the Strauss Performing Arts Center. Construction began on this addition to the building in June of 2017, concluding in the end of 2018 and opening for choral practices in the beginning of February. The concert choir will be performing at the upcoming Choral Invitational Concert event on March 5th at 7:30 p.m. in the Strauss Performing Arts Center. Megan, Justin, back to you.
Thanks, Colin. And coming up, we check in with our sports team to see how Omaha men's basketball is shaping up.
And next, we see how an Omaha hockey goalie is knocking down records and taking names, all while staying true to his Canadian roots.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
I never thought I'd be standing in the clouds looking down on the ancient ruins of the Incan Empire. I never thought I'd live among the street artists in Valparaiso. I never thought I'd make friends that would last a lifetime.
Adventure's out there, and as Mavericks, it's up to us to find it.
Stop thinking, start doing. Visit educationabroad.unomaha.edu.
Hi, my name is Dr. Adam Tima. I'm an associate professor here in the School of Communication, and I want to talk to you really quick about JMC 1500, Introduction to Journalism and Media Communication. We talk about the history of media, we talk about the current issues going on with journalism and the media and how it affects you every day. It's a Gen Ed course, so you have to take care of one of those, or you're interested in looking at the media, or you want to see what School of Communication is all about, I encourage you to check out JMC 1500. Hope to see you in there.
So I have a test on Tuesday and a 10-page essay due Wednesday. I have to help set up my sorority's bake research paper due Tuesday.
Tomorrow. I'll do by tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Research
for 75 points.
Don't let fear and worry build up inside you. Visit the Counseling and Psychological Services office here on the UNO campus. Students can receive 8 to 10 confidential counseling sessions free of charge. Sign up for your first appointment today.
As a student, it's good to know you have support wherever you go. To have a simple and direct way of seeing that next assignment. To have an easy way of knowing where you're headed to next. Or just how quickly you're going to get there. The UN Omaha app is everything a student needs, just a tap away. Download it today on the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back to Omaha Sports. I'm your host, Ellie Brecht. This past weekend, the Mavericks softball team was unable to play their scheduled games in Arkansas due to weather cancellation. Their schedule will resume this Thursday as they head to Fayetteville, Arkansas for the Woo Pig Classic. Your Omaha Mavericks played host to the nation's top-ranked hockey team this past weekend when St. Cloud State came to Baxter Arena for a very important two-game conference series. The St. Cloud State Huskies won the first two meetings against the Mavs back in December and would look to sweep again in order to be crowned the NCHC regular season champions. Despite shooting the puck well, the Mavericks only managed one goal the entire weekend against the Huskies' stellar defense.
And we have to keep improving. To go 30 for 30 for shots against the number one team in the country isn't a bad thing. But obviously, again, they're capitalizing their opportunities and we're not.
The Huskies won easily on Friday night 4-1 and then shut out the Mavs on Saturday, winning 5-0. After the win on Saturday, St. Cloud State has now won back-to-back conference championships, while UNO looks destined to finish in the bottom half of the NCHC 2 years in a row. Senior goaltender Evan Wenninger recently hit a career saves milestone and now holds the Omaha hockey shutout record. Reporter Phil Lemon takes us inside Baxter Arena during the bye week for the Mavericks.
Evan Wenninger now has 3,026 saves in his Omaha career. That puts him second on the record list, and Wenninger now holds the shutout record with 8.
And seeing how proud of me the team was a pretty cool feeling too. I mean, everybody was congratulating me and coming up and kind of shaking my hand, so it was a pretty cool feeling.
With 9 new members on the squad, Wenninger and the other experienced teammates have had to find a way to build chemistry.
I think once we hit that Christmas break, we kind of all realized we all just got to buy into coaches' systems. We all got to play a certain way for us to have success. And I think since Christmas there, we've had not really any issues with it.
With only a few regular season series left in his career, Wenninger hopes to create a better outcome than last year's result.
We know we're probably not going to get home ice, and we're probably going to be playing in someone else's rink here for playoffs. So we're just worried about where we finish in the standings and how we can go into whatever rink we have to play in with some confidence and kind of show that we're not a team to take lightly.
It's clear that Wenninger has accomplished a lot as a Maverick goaltender, including 3rd overall in save percentage at about 90% and 1st overall in saves per game at about 28. His impact has reached everyone involved in Omaha hockey.
To have that ability to be the #1 guy for 4 straight years, it's pretty remarkable, and I think it just speaks to his work ethic and the time that he puts into being a good hockey player.
For the Omaha News, I'm Phil Lemon.
The Mavs play Denver in their last home series this week at Baxter Arena. The Omaha baseball team went 2-2 while opposing Seattle University at their home field this weekend. After suffering a 12-0 loss in the first game of the series, the Mavericks bounced back with a 3-2 victory as senior pitcher Peyton Kinney tallied his 2nd win of the year. The Friday win was followed by another victory on Saturday as the Mavericks defeated the Red Hawks 10-8.
The series was wrapped up with a Sunday loss for the Mavs with a score of 8-6. It's been a good year for the Omaha men's basketball team. Before conference tournament time, the Mavs played one final home game at Baxter Arena, looking to finish with a 10-2 home record for this season.
Last Wednesday, the Omaha men's basketball team played its final home game of the regular season against the Western Illinois Leathernecks. Picked in the Summit League preseason poll to finish second to last in the conference by media and coaches, the Mavs have shocked everyone as they sit in second place, only a half game back of the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Wednesday's game against Western Illinois signaled the end of an era, as it was the last time seniors Mitch Hahn and Zach Jackson would play at Baxter Arena. The Mavs got off to a slow start in the first half, as they only took a 3-point lead into halftime. In the second half, however, the Mavs shot 80% from three and took over on both ends of the court. In Zach Jackson's final home game at Baxter Arena, he scored 21 points, while KJ Robinson added 17 for himself.
Our focus in the second half was just to come out, just play hard, play our type of basketball, get up, run, get stops, and get in transition.
Junior KJ Robinson got the team going in the second half when he hit 2 deep threes to help the Mavs open up a double-digit lead. Although it was Zach Jackson's final home game, he says that the feeling has not hit him yet because of what this team can still accomplish.
It still hasn't sunk in. It's just, it'd be different if it was the last game of the season, but I know we have 3 big games left, and I just try to stay in the present, knowing that we have a chance for a championship, just focus on the game on Saturday.
Omaha has 2 more conference road games before the Summit League tournament, which begins on March 9th in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. For the Omaha News, I'm Ray Cook.
The Mavs play tomorrow night at 7:30 in Tulsa, Oklahoma against Oral Roberts before heading to Denver to play the Pioneers on Saturday at 2 p.m. The women's basketball team looks to sneak their way into the Summit League Conference Tournament as they finish out the regular season with 2 away games at Oral Roberts and Denver. These games will either secure or deny the Mavs a spot in the tournament. That's it for Omaha Sports. Justin, Megan, back to you.
Thanks, Ellie. Coming up, we take a look at why getting a flu shot is still just as important, even though the flu season is almost over.
First, we find out how a UNO professor is helping to incite an artsy passion in her students.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Your Mav card is your ticket. Don't lose it.
Ticket? Ticket to what?
It's your ticket to tremendous entertainment. Like the UNO Art Gallery. They host amazing art shows, lectures, and the Writers' Workshop reading series. We can go to the Strauss Performing Arts Center, where we can experience live music. Or maybe the theater, where they host 4 productions a year.
Your Mav card is your ticket. Where will it take you?
Coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Faded grass to a full.
The UNO Art Program offers majors in studio art and art history. Reporter Charlotte Riley takes us to the Weber Fine Arts Building, where Professor Barbara Simcoe has been teaching for 20 years.
UNO Professor Barbara Simcoe recently celebrated 20 years of transforming painting and drawing students into artists.
Sometimes I'll work with a student over a period of 3 years, and you see them develop. It's kind of like magic.
Simcoe has been painting since she was a child. Her style has shifted from political to mythical to photographic.
Being a serious artist involves change and not walking on a treadmill in terms of like being repetitious. That's what I encourage in the studio classroom.
Simcoe's classroom is in the Weber Fine Arts Building, where she teaches students to follow techniques and trust their instincts.
I used to get really anxious, like starting a new piece, and
I don't know, just stuff would come up and I wouldn't know to do I do this? Do I do that? She really taught me how to just do what my gut says.
Simcoe's classes are about 3 hours long. She travels around the classroom and answers questions students have about their paintings.
It's very much mentoring. I get to know them on a more personal level and they get to know me.
She hopes her passions for painting and drawing shine through and help students see beauty in all art forms.
Paint is just goo. Clay is just earth. And it's kind of like alchemy. You take something that is nothing and turn it into something amazing.
For the Omaha News, I'm Charlotte Riley.
Simcoe has held art exhibitions internationally, including Lithuania and the Czech Republic. Her work can be found at barbarasimcoe.com.
If you haven't gotten your flu shot yet, you might want to consider getting one. The flu season usually lasts from October through March. UNO Health Services is still offering flu shots for students, faculty, and staff in the H&K building on North Campus. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, flu activity last week was the highest yet this season, and upwards of 12,000 people in the U.S. tested positive for influenza during that time.
The influenza has been rampant throughout Omaha, throughout Nebraska. It's pretty similar to years past. I would say this isn't the worst influenza season we've seen, but it's certainly not the best. So still important that if someone hasn't yet gotten their influenza vaccine, plenty of time to still get one. There's still lots of benefits from getting vaccinated.
The CDC reported about 80,000 people in the U.S. died from the flu last season, and the Department of Health and Human Services says Omaha is still at the widespread activity level.
That's all we have for today. Be sure to come back next week for more and exciting stories on the Omaha News.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO the Omaha News or on our website at unomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, thanks for watching.
We will see you next time.
Maverick Sports News has grown up. Mav Radio's First Warning is streaming live to show you the best and worst of the sports world. With analyst DK Kellogg, host Ray Cook, and the whole First Warning crew. Where will you be when the warning sounds?
Social media can be fun, but it can also be a powerful tool. At the UNO Social Media Lab, we work together to advance our understanding of social media and technology on the UNO campus and beyond with research application services such as real-time social media tracking, social media listening, and assistance on how to work with first-party social media tools such as Twitter and Instagram analytics. We have also consulted and collaborated with communities in Nebraska to help them leverage social media to work for their communities.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders. A place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.